A bunch of actors stuck at home in quarantine present Anton Chekhov's The Seagull, adapted for audio from the translation by Simon Stevens. Act 2.
Come on, Masha, get up off the grass.
Irena, it's so hot.
Stand up. Come, it won't take a moment.
Fine.
Now, come and stand next to me. How old are you? 23?
22.
Even better. You're 22. I'm nearly twice as old as you are. Now, Hugo, tell us, which one of us looks younger?
You do, Irena.
See?
Of course you do.
You see? And do you know why that is? Because I'm constantly working. I'm always keeping my mind busy. I'm always on the go, whereas you never go anywhere. You're always here all the time. You never live. You're sedentary. And besides always keeping busy, I have my rule. Do you want to know what my rule is? Never worry about the future. I never think about getting old. I never think about dying. There's nothing you can do about death. Can't avoid it. No point worrying about it.
Do you never have the feeling that you were born hundreds of years ago? Never mind. I drag my life behind me like a scarf trailing through the mud. Sometimes I think that I should just cut it loose. I know I'm being stupid. I know I should just shake this off. Cheer myself up.
Behaviour matters. Performance matters. Doing the right thing. Dressing the right way. That's another of my rules. I always dress properly. I always make sure my hair is prepared. What? Don't you ever just go out of the house, Irena? Just go and sit in your garden and not worry about your clothes or your hair? Never. The reason I look as good as I do is because I take care of how I look. It's very, very simple. Some people just can't seem to understand it. Look, I'm like a little bird, a little chaffinch, fluttering. I could play a 15-year-old, I think. Don't you think? Even now?
Of course you could, my dear. Now, should I read on? We got to the bit about the corn cellar and the rats.
Yes, very good. The rats.
Now.
Wait, give it to me. I'll read it. It is as dangerous for society to attract and indulge writers as it is for a corn merchant to allow rats to breed in his barns. And yet society loves authors. When, for example, a woman has chosen a writer that she wishes to conquer, she lays siege to him by way of compliments, kindnesses, and marks of favours. Well, Monsieur Maupassant, the French might do that. We don't. With us, a woman is usually head over heels in love with an author before she even attempts to lay siege to him. Look at me and Boris, for example.
Oh, here comes Peter and Nina.
And Simeon. I don't know why he feels the need to push that wheelchair around for Peter all the time. Nina could do it perfectly well.
Nonsense. There's no harm in having a strong pair of arms for the heavy lifting.
So tell me, my little one, are we happy?
We are.
Today, at least.
I'm very happy.
Irena, I'm pleased to announce we're happy.
Extremely happy.
Very good. Well, come and join us here.
Yes. Father and the wicked stepmother have gone away for the weekend. We have 3 days of complete freedom.
I am completely at your service.
Simeon, if you wouldn't mind just wheeling the chair over for me.
Of course. Go on. Oh, mind you.
Oh.
Yep, there we go.
Isn't she a beautiful thing?
It's a beautiful dress she's wearing, and of course she's tremendously interesting and terribly clever. Come here, my dear. But we must not give her too many compliments, Peter. Too many compliments bring bad luck. They do. Where is Boris?
He's fishing on the lake.
Fishing? He never gets bored of fishing. Staggering, really, isn't it?
What are you reading?
On the water by Maupassant. Oh, it's all nonsense. Nina, something's bothering me. Can I ask you, what's the matter with my son? Why is he so unhappy all the time? He's so angry. He spends all his time wandering around the lake. I never see him.
He's just not himself. It's his soul. Nina, please could you do something for me?
What?
Would you recite a bit of Konstantin's play for us?
Really?
Please.
Well, I can if you like, I suppose. It's just all a bit dull.
Do you think so? Oh, well, I like it. I especially like it when he reads it. He gets these wild eyes. He goes pale. He has this beautiful, sad voice, and the way he moves, and his funny gestures when he's reading.
Petey! Are you asleep?
No, I wasn't. Not at all. If the bloody doctors around here would give me some medicine.
My dear Peter, you don't need any medicine. You're getting old, man.
I still want to live. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I don't want to live.
Have some bloody vitamin tablets then. A bit of cod liver oil. You'll be fine.
I always think he should go and live somewhere by the sea.
He could do. Doesn't need to. Makes very little difference either way.
What on earth are you trying to say, Doctor?
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm succeeding in saying exactly what I think.
He should give up smoking.
Rubbish.
Now, that isn't rubbish, actually.
Bloody is.
Cigarettes and wine.
What about them?
Well, they poison your soul, let alone your body.
What does that even mean?
When you drink, you change. Your personality gets all blurry-eyed and confused. You start talking about yourself in the third person, as though you're not even yourself anymore, don't you?
Well, maybe.
Well, don't you?
Maybe I do. Maybe that's a very astute observation. See, that's what you get with a richly lived life like yours. The capacity to observe things astutely. My problem is I've never lived. I've worked for the law courts for 28 years. But in all that time, I've never really lived. And I would like to. Very much. You have. You're satisfied with your life. You've had your fill. You don't really care either way nowadays. You can take solace in philosophy and astute observation without trying. I can't. And I so want to. I want to live. I want to drink the richest wine and eat the finest food and smoke the most expensive cigars. And that is what I am going to do. And there is nothing anybody can do to stop me.
And take the best medicine. See? You make passionate speeches about your need for a grand life, and then cry for medicine like a silly child.
Right. I'm going in.
Oh.
It must be nearly lunchtime. Oh God. My leg's gone to sleep.
Oh.
Help me up, Nina.
Of course, Masha. Here we go. Ooh.
I think our Masha is going for a crafty drink or two before lunch.
Poor thing. She must be unhappy.
She's not unhappy at all.
You know your problem, Doctor. Because you know everything, you no longer care about anything.
That, Your Honour, is utter nonsense.
Oh, this is all so boring. The countryside is so boring. This life is so boring. It's unbearably hot. It's so quiet. It's practically dead. Nobody does anything. Everybody just sits around talking utter rubbish all day and all night. I mean, it's nice to see you all my friends. I like hearing you all talk. It's just, I wish I was sitting in a hotel room, studying my part and learning my lines. There's nothing better in the whole world.
Oh, it sounds incredible. I can only imagine what it must be like.
Well, you're right about one thing. The city is much better. You can stay in your office, The staff keep all the riff-raff away, the phones work, you can get a taxi without any difficulty at all, and everything is wonderful.
Hello!
Oh, it's Leo and Pauline. What do they want, I wonder?
Here they are, my dear. Good
Uh-oh.
morning.
Oh, yes.
Morning. Morning, young Nina.
Oh,
Good morning, Madam Arkadina. I am so happy to see you all up and about looking so healthy and happy and just excellent. Irena, my wife here tells me you're planning a little excursion into town. The pair of you. Is that right?
It is. We are.
Well, that is just lovely. And how precisely were you going to get there? We're moving the rye today. It's the height of the summer work, so who exactly was going to take you?
Leo?
Can I ask, madam?
Oh, how should I know the answer to a question like that?
There are the horses from the carriages.
The horses from the carriages. And where am I going to get the harnesses for them? Where am I going to get the blasted bloody harnesses?
Leo.
It is amazing to me, this. It completely staggers me. Forgive me, Irena. The last thing I would ever want to be is rude to you. You know how much respect I have for you and your talent. I admire your talent so deeply. I'd do anything for you. I'd give you years of my life. I'd give you anything you ask. But I cannot, today, give you a horse.
Well, how are we going to get into town? This is all very odd.
My dear, with all the respect due to you in the world, you don't really understand farming,
Not
do
this
you?
again. Farming. That's all he ever goes on about, the farming. I've had enough. I'm leaving today. I'm going back to the city. You can find me a horse to take me to the station, or I'll go on bloody foot.
Well, that's fine. You do that, and I'll quit.
Leo?
Find yourself another manager for your bloody estate. I can't do this anymore.
Leo!
Let him go, Pauline.
How dare he? How dare anybody speak to my sister like that? The rude, ignorant, pig-headed... I won't stand for it anymore. Leo! You bring those horses immediately!
He's like this every year. Every summer it gets hot and he behaves like that. I've had enough. I'm going. I'm not coming back ever again.
Irena!
I can't believe he spoke to Irena like that. Has he forgotten who she is? You have to say an actress who has achieved the things that she has achieved is more important than farming.
I don't know what to do about it. Please, put yourself in my place and tell me what you'd do.
Nina, we'll go and find Irena. We'll beg her not to leave. That's a good idea, isn't it?
Don't get up. Simeon and I will push you.
Come on, Peter. It's fun.
Horrible little man. Little bloody
This
tyrant.
is awful. Just awful.
It really is. And there's nothing I can do. He stamps and storms, but he won't leave. But I am going to speak to him. He's gone too far this time.
Human beings.
Yes.
They're so predictable is the thing. Your husband should have been sacked years and years and years ago. But you watch. Old Granny Peter and his sister will be begging him to forgive them in no time at all.
He's sent all the horses out to the field already. He's always like this. Every day it's exactly the same. If you knew how upset I get about it. Makes me feel sick. Look, I'm shaking. It's his rudeness I can't stand. Hugo, I need to be with you, please. I can't take being apart from you anymore. Look at us. We're getting old. We're old now. Surely now, at the end of our lives, we can stop pretending, stop hiding things all the time. Stop lying.
I'm 55. It's too late to change anything now.
Don't think I don't know you, 'cause I do. I know how many other women you have. We can't all come and live with you, can we? Oh, better to live on your own and keep us all waiting for you. I understand that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said anything. Oh, You must be so tired of me. I just get jealous. Of course, you are a doctor. It's not like you can avoid women.
Mr. Dorn? Mr. Dorn?
Ah, Nina, what's happening in there?
Irena's crying and Peter's having an asthma attack.
Come on, Pauline. I should go and check on them. Give them some vitamin pills.
Oh, here, Mr. Dorn. For you. I picked them on the way down.
What lovely flowers.
Marcherie.
They're so pretty. Oh, look at that. Give them to me.
What?
Give me those flowers now.
All right. You don't have to tear them up.
What does it matter? They're just weeds. Why? Are they important to you?
No, of course not.
Come on, let's go in.
People are strange. Don't you think? Yes, you. I know you're there, listening. I have to say, just between us, I think it's very strange that a woman like Irena, an actress as fine as her, would cry like that over nothing. And Boris, an important writer, really adored. He's written about in all the papers. You can buy his actual photograph in actual shops. His writing has been translated into foreign languages. And all he does, all day long, is fish. He gets so excited about it. I thought people like them would be more proud. I thought they'd be aloof, stand above us all, sneering down on us. I never for 1 second thought they would even talk to somebody like me, let alone behave like that. Yet here they are, crying, fishing, playing cards, getting angry all day over the silliest little thing. They're exactly like everybody else.
Nina!
Oh, that's Konstantin.
Nina!
What is it?
Are you alone?
Yes.
I wanted to give you this.
What on earth is that?
It's a seagull. I shot it this morning and now I feel terrible about it.
What?
And I lay it here, before your feet. Who knows? I'll probably shoot myself too, the way I'm going.
What is wrong with you?
Wrong? Wrong with me?
You really...
What?
You've changed.
Well,
You're so angry all the time. I don't even know who you are anymore.
well, maybe I have changed. Yes, all right, I have changed. But what about you? I don't recognise you anymore. You're so cold to me. You can hardly bear to have me around you anymore.
And you never say anything. You never do anything anymore unless it's in some kind of weird metaphor that nobody actually understands. Like this bird, it's obviously some kind of symbol, right? But I'm sorry, Konstantin, I just don't have a clue what it's a symbol for. I'm too stupid. That's my problem.
God. Oh, God, you're right. It's terrible. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I'm such a pretentious twat. Oh, God, even being in the same place as me must be just horrible. It's just like in the play. The play was when it started, wasn't it?
What?
Yeah, it was such a pathetic failure. It must have been awful for you. And of course, women, they never forgive a failure, do they? You know, I burnt it. The play, every page, every copy, gone. It's not that people can't understand me. It's that there's nothing for people to understand. I'm nothing. I'm nothing at all. If you had any idea how desperate I am, watching you grow colder and colder every day, it's like waking up and discovering that this lake, the whole lake has dried up into earth. I know that everybody hated my play, but I thought you were my inspiration. But clearly you find me ridiculous. I mean, clearly. Do you know what I am to you? I am ordinary. I understand it. I do. I get it. I know. I get it like a knife in my fucking skull, pouring my lifeblood out of it, draining my life and sucking it up like a snake.
Quiet, Konstantin. Boris is coming this way.
Oh, yes, here. Look, Nina, look. This is a real writer. Here he comes. Shh. Yeah, shh. for Boris.
Quiet, Konstantin.
Look at him taking notes in his little notebook. That's what real writers do, isn't it?
Wears black all the time.
Oh, he's like another Hamlet, isn't he? Words, words, words.
Konstantin!
Look at you. Look how your eyes light up just to see him. Oh, don't worry, I won't get in your way.
Konstantin! Oh.
There is a teacher. He's infatuated with her.
Hello, Boris.
Yes, hello.
What are you writing?
Just an idea. Perhaps, I shall use it in a story someday. It seems there has been something of a change in our circumstances.
Has there?
We're living today. I imagine we won't see each other again. It's a shame. I don't get to meet many women like you. There aren't many women who are both young and interesting. 18 years old, right? I can't even imagine what it must be like to be 18. I mean, I must have been 18 once, logically, but I have no memory of it at all. And because of that, the women that I write, the young women characters, tend to be very thin and unconvincing. I wish I could change place with you, even just for an hour, To look at the world through your eyes and find out what goes on in that fascinating little mind of yours.
I'd agree to that. I'd love to change places with you.
With me? God. Why?
I'd love to know what it's like to be a genius, to be a famous, talented writer. How does that feel in your body?
In your body? I don't know.
But you're famous.
Am I?
You know that. You must know that.
I think something must have happened here. One of two things. Either you have exaggerated how famous I am, or perhaps maybe being famous is just something you don't actually feel.
But what about when you read about yourself in the papers? What does that feel like?
It depends on what they say. When they are nice about me, I quite enjoy it. When they're horrible about me or about my work, I can get depressed for days, actually.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I am so envious. People get dealt very different lives, don't they? Some people can barely get up in the morning. They've been given lives that are dull and drab and meaningless. And they're exactly the same as each other. And they're unhappy all the time. But some people, the lucky ones, they are given a life that sparkles. A fascinating, bright, important life. That's the card you've been dealt. You're extraordinary.
I don't know about that.
It's true.
I hear you, standing here in the sunshine, talking about happiness and fame and this bright, fascinating life. I hear the words you say. And they are very nice words, very sweet words, but they are just that, sweet things. A jar of sweet things up on a shelf that I will never get to taste. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude. You're just young and trying to be kind.
It's not kindness. Your life is amazing to me.
I don't see what's so amazing about it. Excuse me, I have to go and write. I wish I had the time to talk to you. I just don't. Oh, it's funny. You just got to me. You got to me. I can feel myself getting wound up. All right. Fine. You wanna know about my life, right? Okay, let's talk about this bright, fascinating, sparkling life of mine. You know how some people, they have obsession, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Like the moon, for example. There are some people who spend their entire lives thinking about the moon. Well, I have an obsession. I have a moon of my own.
Yes.
Night and day, all the time. All I ever think about is writing. I need to write. I need to write. I need to write. I'll finish one thing, and the second I finish it, I need to start on the next. And then the next. And then the next, and then the next, and then the next. I write all the time. I can't do anything else. Now, what is so bright about that? What is so brilliant or fascinating or sparkling about life lived like that? I never stop. It's almost cruel. I can feel it now. I'm standing talking to you, getting angry about this, and no matter how agitated I get, all I'm really thinking every second is that I could be writing. I'm wasting time when I could be writing. Look up there. You see that cloud?
Yes.
I see that cloud, it looks like a grand piano. And there is part of me that thinks, I must use that. Put it in a story. Somewhere in a story, a cloud floated past, shaped like a grand piano. And there is a smell of lavender. I think, remember that, Boris. A sickly smell, a widow's purple. Use that next time you describe a summer's day. I cast out for words, for phrases, and I catch them in my net. And I throw them in, and I guard them, in case they are ever useful. You know, I'm always working. I would give anything to be able to find some kind of rest, some kind of breath, to stop for 1 second, to forget myself. I can't. There's always something, a new idea, like a stone rattling around in my head, and I go back to my writing table, and I start again. I feel like I'm eating into myself. I gather up pollen from the most beautiful flowers in my life, and I make it into honey to give away to other people. To make that honey, I take these flowers I love so much. I tear their stems out. I trample their roots. You think I'm going mad?
No.
I might be. Sometimes it feels like I'm going insane. People don't treat me like they treat most people. What are you working on at the moment? What are you working on at the moment? What are you working on at the moment? All the time. And you know what I think? All the praise I get, all the adulation, it's all a lie. A lie. Everyone is lying to me. They lie to me like they lie to a dying man. And one day, I swear this will happen. They'll come up behind me, grab me, take me away to the madhouse. When I started, in the golden years, my writing was agony. It actually hurt. The beginning writer, especially when everything he writes is a failure, all they can see of themselves is how insignificant they are, how pointless. It fries your nerves. You can't stop yourself from skulking around on the edges of the literary world, the art world. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody acknowledges you. You are too scared to look anybody in the eyes. You're like a penniless gambler, an addict. I never met any of my readers, but in my head, in my imagination, they didn't like me. They didn't trust me. I was scared of them. I was terrified. When I wrote for the theater, and it was the opening night of the play, and I saw the audience, I divided them up. The ones with dark eyes hated it. The ones with blue eyes were cold to it. They couldn't care less. It was awful. My God. It was agony.
But there must be moments when you get an idea, when inspiration strikes. Oh, that must be magical.
Oh, that part I like. Yeah, I like when I'm working, when I'm writing, and I like reading the proofs before they have been published. But once the books come, I can't bear it. I mean, I can see all the mistakes and horrible errors. The whole thing, was a mistake. I should never have written a word. I get so unhappy. I know how worthless I really am. And then people read it and everybody says, oh, it's so charming, you write so beautifully, you're so talented. I mean, you are not Tolstoy and Turgenev is much, much better, but well done. That will be me until I die. Charming, nothing more. When I die, my friends will come and see my grave and they will say, here lies Boris Trigorin. He was a good writer, but he wasn't as good as Turgenev.
I'm sorry. I am. But you're wrong. I've got no sympathy for you. I think you must have been spoiled by success.
What a success! My writing never made me happy. I don't even like my work half the time. The worst thing is I go into a kind of daze when I'm writing. Don't even know what I'm doing. I love this lake, the trees, the sky. I can feel that. I can feel nature. It fills me up, makes me want to write. But I'm not a landscape painter, and I can't write about trees and skies and lakes all day. I live in the city, I love the people there, I love my country. If I'm going to be a writer, it is my duty to tell their stories, to understand their lives, their suffering. I need to write about science, justice, all of this. And so I end up writing about everything. I write and I run around in circles. People encourage me, they push me around, they get so passionate, they get furious. Why did you write this? And what do you really think? And I run like a fox away from the hounds. And when I do that, I can feel all that life I was writing about, all of it, getting further and further away from me. A train running down the tracks, and I'm left stranded at the station, watching it disappear. Yeah. In the end, I come back to the conclusion that all I'm really good at is describing landscapes, and I'm lying about everything else. I'm lying down to my core.
You work too hard. That's why you don't understand how important your writings are. You might not be happy with yourself, but so many people think you're amazing. Your life, what you've done. If I was in your position, if I was a famous writer, do you know what I'd do? I would give my whole life to writing for the everyday person on the street, like you. I would do that. But at the same time, I'd understand that they were completely dependent on me. They need me to make them feel alive. They need to reach up to me and see the things I see, to reach my level. And I know if they could, they would pull me through the streets on a chariot.
A chariot? And what do you think I am, Agamemnon?
I'd give up everything to live your life, to know what you've known, to feel what you've felt. I wouldn't care if people hated me. I wouldn't care if I lived in poverty. I'd live in an attic and eat nothing but bread. I could live with disappointment, with the knowledge of my own flaws, as long as, in exchange for that, I could have fame, real, proper fame, a thunderstorm of fame. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I feel a bit dizzy. My head's gone all...
Irena. She probably wants me to go back and pack. I don't want to go. Look at this lake. It's so beautiful. It's wonderful. All this.
Do you see the house across the lake?
Yes.
That was my mother's house before she died. I was born there.
Oh.
I've lived by this lake my whole life. I know every bit of it. The little islands, every inch of the shore.
You're lucky. Oh, what's that?
Oh, it's a seagull. It's dead. Konstantin shot it.
Oh, well, I have never seen one so close. It's a beautiful bird. The seagull. Nina, why don't you speak to Irena? She'd listen to you. Convince her to stay. Hang on, I must write something.
What are you writing?
Oh, just a note, an idea. It's an idea for a story. A young girl lives on the side of a lake. She's lived there all her life, like you. She loves the lake. She loves it like a bird on the water. And she's happy. She's free like a bird. But then one day a man comes along, and just because he has nothing better to do, he destroys her.
Boris, where are you?
I'm here!
We're not leaving. We're going to stay.
I'm coming!
The way that he looked at me. This must be a dream. I must be dreaming.
You have been listening to Anton Chekhov's The Seagull, adapted for audio from the translation by Simon Stevens, and directed by Joshua Crisp. Irena was played by Norma Cohen. Konstantin was played by Joshua Crisp. Boris Trigorin was played by Pasquale Esposito. Nina was played by Amy Sutton. Peter was played by Tom Dussek. Leo and Dr. Hugo Dorn were played by Frazer Blaxland. Pauline was played by Stephanie Ware. Masha was played by Madeleine Leslay. Simeon was played by Jamie Sandersfield, and Jacob was played by Alex Kotjakov. This was a quarantine production, made with love and no money.